Listen, if you are an escort, a gold digger, a prostitute, you got an OnlyFans, honey, I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in, baby. If you got a strip to get your money right now, I'm talking to you. I want to let you know that God loves you. He has a plan. He has a purpose over your life. And I came to let you know that there is a divine love story that God has for you, that you ain't got to give up your body for nobody. Two things that we not finna do. We not finna serve the devil, and we not finna date no dusties, okay? I'm not saying you gotta date a broke guy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Siobhan Cherie, and I'm so excited that you're back for another video. Listen, today is a very controversial, can we say? Like, I might wanna shake the table today. Okay, I might want to flip tables today like Jesus, because there's something on my heart and I just gotta get it off my chest. Okay, I got some things that have been ruffling my feathers as of lately. My spirit has been disturbed with the current condition of the Black femininity and the femininity movement at large, okay? Because within the Level Up community, I've been noticing, I don't know if you notice, but I've been noticing that there has been an increased influx of some things that just don't sit right with me. This is a Christian femininity channel, and I created this channel for women out there who may accidentally get swayed by some of the messages that I've been hearing lately. Now, let me start off by saying this. There's nothing wrong with pursuing a hypergamous relationship. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody who has a greater financial standing than you. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody who is at an equal or greater place than you financially. There's nothing wrong with dating a man with means. There's nothing wrong with dating a man who makes more money than you and that wants to provide you with a healthy, comfortable lifestyle. I've noticed that there has been a lot of infusion and syncretism of different religious beliefs that do not line up with scripture, that will lead you into some toxic kind of philosophies, and that will also lead you into a spirit of witchcraft unaware. I got a lot of questions in my Level Up Instantly video about spiritual baths, because everybody was like, hold on, I like bubble baths. I like a nice little glass of wine and candles in a bubble bath. Honey, there's nothing wrong with having a bubble bath. But if you're over here putting special things in there, okay, like crystals around your bath, and you're over here setting your intentions and manifesting, and you think that laying in this specific type of bath is gonna give you power over your life, you're in error. I'm sorry. Also, I would say that astrology, I think that that's something that is running rampant in the earth, where a lot of people are over here talking about, I'm the rising sun, I'm a setting moon or whatever. Honey, I don't get into it. I used to be over here claiming, I'm a Virgo, whatever. But at the end of the day, my sign is Jesus Christ. There's so many things that are happening in the Level Up community that are just demonic. They suggest certain books for you to read, things like The Art of Seduction, or things like Think and Grow Rich. There's a lot of books that are, them themselves are not bad books, but with the Level Up community and with the hypergamous movement, I've noticed a lot of women almost begin to delve so deeply into this study of attracting a mate and pursuing courtship and pursuing a relationship with a man of means, so much, in fact, that they are willing to create aliases for it. They are willing to study so deeply and intensely for it. So much, in fact, that they're studying this stuff more than they're studying the Word of God. And my thing is this: if you have to go outside of God's will in order to get it, you're going to have to stay outside of God's will in order to keep it, because you will have to maintain this persona that you've got, that you begin to have. Even for me, myself, whenever I first started getting into kind of femininity, I remember as a young Black girl, I wanted to embrace my femininity. And for me, I just wanted somebody to guide me on what it meant to be a godly woman, what it meant to be soft and submissive, because I had some masculine tendencies. I was rough around the edges, and I needed somebody to help me to deprogram my masculine tendencies, because like I just wanted to be the best version of myself as a godly woman. And I didn't see anybody on there that was really talking like how I needed them to talk. And most of the time, whenever I looked up Black femininity channels, they were talking about the law of attraction. They were talking about setting your intentions. They were talking about manifestation. They were talking about saying all these affirmations. And many of us, we're so attracted to the rich, bougie Black girl aesthetic that we have allowed the architect of our soul to be compromised, that we will build a foundation based off of aesthetics instead of the approval of what God thinks about us. We're so concerned about what is cosmetic. We're so concerned about our nails and our hair and our makeup and our outfits and posing the right way. We're so just consumed with sucking it in and pushing it out and face tuning and all these different things to try to attract this man. We want this man who has means, because at the end of the day, if you really boil down the reason as to why you're so gung-ho about this hypergamous movement is because you've been hurt before. And you don't ever want to go back to a broke Tyrone ever again. You never want to go back to the Dusties ever again, because you went through so much before that you don't even care if a rich man cheats on you or not. You don't even care if this man loves God or not. You don't care if you have to compromise your morals, your values, your purpose, your calling, your anointing for this. That's what I'm talking about, child of God. I used to be here. I used to be in this same scenario that you're in right now. And can I just testify for a moment? Honey, I used to switch my wigs, make them feel like he cheating. You feel what I'm saying? I used to switch my wigs, and with each wig that I had on, I was a different personality. One day I was Tatiana. Next day I was Bianca. Next day I was Catalina. Next day I was Esmeralda. Honey, I would be switching my wigs, and with each man, I was a different woman, because I was trying to fit whatever they needed me to be, so that way I could get my bills paid, so I could get somebody to take care of me. So, because all that I really wanted was, I really wanted somebody to protect me. I really just wanted somebody who was a leader. I really just wanted somebody that could cover me. I really just wanted somebody that was able to provide for me financially. What you're feeling down on the inside of you, that urgency in your spirit of, oh my goodness, I'm about to turn 30. Oh my goodness, I'm about to be 35. Oh my God, I'm not married yet. Oh my God, this hasn't happened yet. Oh my God, I need to have somebody that can provide. I need to step into my femininity now, because I have been a feminist for so long. Now I feel like I'm about to break in here. You've been a feminist for so long that you realize that's not going to get you anywhere with men. Because if we really talk about it, I want to do a whole separate video on my thoughts about feminism, like the modern feminism. I feel like if you have to continue to compromise who you are in order to get this kind of lifestyle, okay, if you have to change your identity, if you have to, sit at a bar, knowing good and well God got you out of an addiction, but you're sitting at these bars and you're over here posing, trying to get somebody's attention. You don't care if they're married or not. You don't care if they have a wife at home and children at home. You don't care if you wreck their home or not. You don't care if he's cheating on you or not. All you care about is that rent paid? Can you buy me a new Birkin? Can you buy me some red bottoms? That's not what the hypergamous movement is really about. That's not what it's about. And you're in error, you're in idolatry, you're in witchcraft, honestly. It's a difference between self-love and self-worship. And many of us in the Level Up community have gone into this spirit of self-worship, where all we want to do is just study ourselves. And we study ourselves so much that we don't even get a chance to accept ourselves, because we're so insecure in the name of self-love. Now, I have no problem with you being beautiful. I love dressing up. I love hair and makeup. I love everything about being a feminine, soft, submissive woman. I love it. But my problem is this: if you are getting into this space of like, you're saying all these affirmations to yourself, and I think that there's nothing wrong with quoting the scriptures and declaring the word of God over yourself, declaring what your identity is, that you're a royal priesthood, that you're a peculiar people, that you're set apart. If you begin to declare those things, that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, I don't think that there's anything wrong with declaring that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. But if you begin to start saying affirmations, and all your affirmations are circled around money, you are starting to create an idol of money. A lot of people feel like money rules this world. You're not worried about getting a degree, you're worried about the money. You're not worried about getting a certification, you're worried about the money. You're not really worried about a marriage or a spouse, or even, just having that relationship, that kingdom relationship. You're not worried about that. You're worried about provision. Can we be real? You're worried because you think your car might get repossessed. You're worried because you think you might get evicted. And so you're saying, hold up, I may not have all these other resources, but one thing I do have a pretty face. I do have a nice rack. I do have a snatched waist. I know the booty fat. Come on. I know I could just do my hair and makeup. All I got to do is walk in there. And boom, I got it. I could get a man. Honey, it's not hard for me to get a man. All I got to do is get the one that got the right kind of bank account. Y'all don't want to talk today. Y'all really don't want to talk today. It's okay. You're over here trying to go and see, these psychic mediums to see who you are. You're over here burning these candles and doing these love potions and setting your intentions and manifesting in the name of trying to get a man. I hear by the Spirit of God, come out of there, child of God. Come out. I'm trying to warn you in the Spirit, because let me tell you, there is a kingdom partnership that's about to be released to you. Come on, I want you to receive that. There is a kingdom partnership. And really, at the end of the day, what you're really frustrated with is the fact that there's so much talk about wives preparing to be wives, but nobody's talking about men becoming husbands. Nobody talks about the preparation process that it takes for a man to be a husband. Do I think that men should provide? Absolutely. Because I don't think that women should have that level of masculine pressure on their life. Those kinds of pressures that are placed on women and that this culture has tried to push on women has now made women so hard that now we have to try to rediscover what it is to be a biblical woman, rediscover what Christian femininity is, rediscover what modesty looked like, rediscover what loving the Lord and loving your family and loving your children looks like. We have to rediscover the culture. We have to shift the culture, because the culture is really trying to convince women that they have to fit into this mold, that you have to go to school and you have to have a career and you have to be a boss and you have to go and make all this money. You have to go 50-50. You don't have to do none of those things, because a real godly man, a real man listen, I'm not even going to talk about what a real man should do or whatever. I'm going to talk about a godly man. A godly man doesn't mind being a provider and a protector. Can we talk about it? Listen, there is a reality in serving a true and living God, and he knows the desires of your heart. And I believe that the Lord is not going to give you something that's half-baked, that's half-cooked, that's not done, that will make you sick to your stomach if you try to ingest it. I believe that the Lord is going to give you good gifts. And so my thing is this: don't try to go outside of God's timing or outside of God's will or outside of the obedience in order to get a kingdom spouse, because I heard the Spirit of the Lord say that a prophetic love story is your portion. I'm about to do another video. As soon as I cut off this camera, I've got a word for you, that God is going to send the husband and he is going to have the means that you need, but he is concerned about your heart posture. Are you willing to create altars to other gods? He is jealous for you. Are you willing to create altars towards other gods? Are you willing to be idolatrous? Are you willing to be, just completely rebellious against the Spirit of the Lord in order to get this spouse? That's what the Lord is concerned about. I want to read this scripture to you, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of your way, okay? I promise. Leviticus, the 19th chapter, verse 31. It says, "Do not turn to mediums or necromancers. Do not seek them out, and so make yourselves unclean by them. I am the Lord your God." Do not seek out mediums or necromancers. I had to look up what necromancer meant. So a necromancer is a person who uses witchcraft, sorcery, especially to reanimate dead people or to foretell the future by communicating with them. It is a person who is a wizard or a magician, a sorcerer or a sorceress. Some of you are over here taking level up advice from full-on witches. I find it very interesting that a lot of people want to talk about the Jezebel spirit. You think that the Jezebel spirit is just red lipstick and cleavage and fishnets and a tight dress and high heels and a size 4. Honey, stop shaming pretty women in church just because you don't got it like that anymore, okay? We're not going to shame beautiful Christian women, because that's not what the Bible is talking about when he's talking about Jezebel. Jezebel is a very intelligent spirit, okay? And this spirit, what it likes to do is it likes to attach itself to people. And you know, Jezebel is not just a woman. Jezebel can show up as a man too, right? Y'all not ready for that gospel. And this spirit seeks to capture the mind. This spirit wishes to infiltrate the mind. That so much, in fact, that it will cause you to change your philosophy. It will cause you to change your morals. It will cause you to change your values. It will cause you to bow down to the sound of culture. It will cause you to bow down to whatever the trends are. It will cause you to bow down to whatever they're telling you to do. It is a seducing spirit. And many of us are being controlled by the spirit of Jezebel because we don't even understand that they are using a technology that is so advanced, but it is so outdated because the devil has the same exact tricks that he uses time and time again. There's a lot that's happening in this culture where all that women are concerned about is money. Even talk about the story of Delilah. When Delilah was seducing Samson, why did she seduce him? Why did Delilah seduce Samson? She seduced him because they promised her some money. And my thing is this, I want you to really check your heart today. I'm not coming here to fuss at nobody or to beat anybody up or to talk down to you or anything like that. I just don't want you to be in a great delusion because I feel like there's a great delusion in the earth. There's many of you right now that are in this delusion because you feel like sage gives you authority over a demon. There's some of you right now that are listening to these audiobooks and listening to this advice and this unwise and ungodly counsel. You listen to it on repeat. Some of you are over here doing these affirmations and you got these love potions and you got these books and you just say it's the aesthetic, but really it's demonic and it's not godly, and you're seeing all these psychic mediums and you just say, well, I'm just spiritual. And the problem is you're doing some syncretism now. Syncretism is saying, I'll take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's like I'm going to pray, but I'm also going to hold crystals. I'm going to seek the Lord, but I'm also going to seek a psychic. Can a fountain pour out sweet and bitter water at the same time? How can two walk together unless if they agree? Many of you right now, you're sending the spirit some mixed messages. You can't bind any demons that you still like to flirt with. I'm telling you, child of God, be very careful in this season. Tread very lightly with these level up videos because some of them don't have the right intention. I hope that this was received well because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I need to let you know what the word of God is saying, that many of you guys are in error. You think that you're just doing it and you think that it's cool. You think it's hip. You think it's trendy. You think it's just for the aesthetic. You think you're doing it just for the culture. You're doing it for the likes. You're doing it for the looks. You're over here, dating these sugar daddies who mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually abuse you. Financially abuse you, that they got you under your thumb. Like literally, they're in control. And if they're not in control and constantly dominating over you and constantly talking to you crazy and belittling you and treating you like an object and treating you like a plaything, baby, you're not just arm candy, you're soul food. You're so valuable. And the man of God that God has for you is going to respect your opinions, is going to respect who you are, is going to value you and treasure you and cherish you, and won't mind providing for you and giving you gifts and taking care of you and taking care of your family and taking care of your children. There is a godly man out there that doesn't mind taking care of his family, that would actually prefer a feminine woman that would take care of his children. There are men out there. Come on, there are men out there that are godly that don't mind taking care of their family and don't mind taking care of their wife at home, okay? So you ain't got to go outside of God's will. You ain't got to be over here denying the name of Jesus in order to be with somebody. You don't have to dumb down your gifts in order to get somebody. You don't have to do none of those. You don't have to date a broke man in order to get it. It may not be perfect when you first meet this man. But my thing is this, I'd rather you be in the will of God. Some of you watching me right now, you got the man of means, you got the sugar daddy now. You're in the relationship with somebody who makes the kind of money that you need in order to have a comfortable lifestyle. But some of you who are watching me, you got a king-size bed and can't sleep at night. Some of y'all are trying to eat filet mignon and don't have an appetite. Some of y'all don't have no peace, that you have to begin to self-medicate in order to cope with the idea of sleeping with this man or being with this man. Can I just talk like real, like how I want to? Some of y'all have gone back to addictions to deal with the fact that you're not in love with this person. You know that this isn't your purpose. You know this isn't who God called you to be with. You know that God has more for you. You know that God has more for your life, but no, you keep going and I even hear in the spirit, some of y'all are doing these yoni eggs and the waist beads. That's demonic. it's not of God. You don't know what they did to those yoni eggs. You don't know what kind of incantations and conjuring of spirits that you're putting inside of yourself. Stop. Get on out of there, child of God. Stop using your body. There is no price tag to your body. Stop selling yourself short. There shouldn't be a price tag. You are valuable to God. You are priceless to him. If you are an escort, a gold digger, a prostitute, you got an OnlyFans, honey, I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in, baby. If you got a strip to get your money right now, I'm talking to you. I want to let you know that God loves you. He has a plan. He has a purpose over your life. And I came to let you know that there is a divine love story that God has for you, that you ain't got to give up your body for nobody. You ain't got to go outside of God's will to get it. And you don't have to choose to throw your life away, throw your calling away, throw away the anointing that God put on your life in order to get a man of means. God can release that thing to you. If you delight yourself in the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. But where is your delight? Is your delight in astrology? Is your delight in these yoni eggs? Is your delight in sorcery? Is your delight in witchcraft? Is your delight in manifesting? Is your delight in the likes and the follows? Is your delight in OnlyFans? Is your delight being on a pole and getting money thrown at you? What is your delight, child of God? Because if your delight is not in alignment with what God desires over your life, I'm sorry, he will not give you those desires, because there is a principle attached to every promise that God gives us in our lives. I came to come against that spirit of mammon that's on you. You don't even realize that you live, you breathe, you eat, you operate, you behave, and you do things completely outside of your character just for the sake of money. Coming up with creative lies, just storytelling, just coming up with all these different lies about how your dog died, about how your grandma passed away 5 different times. You over here coming up with your car, your tire is flat. You're coming up with all these excuses and all these lies. One of the commandments is thou shalt not lie. And some of y'all are lying in order to get these lifestyles. You're in a lifestyle. Your lifestyle is a lie. Your relationship is a lie. Come on, everything that you are obtaining right now, you only obtain by a lie. And many of you right now, you're over here talking about, well, you know what, I'm going to click off her video because I don't really like what she's saying to me. And that's fine. You can keep those demonic attachments. Keep the bag and watch your life fall apart. Go ahead, keep the red bottoms. Watch your life fall apart. Go ahead, be disobedient. Be rebellious to what God is speaking to you and watch your life fall apart. Tell you the blessing of the Lord makes it rich and adds no sorrow to it. Some of y'all are sitting here and you're in sorrow. I was on assignment. I just wanted to come against all the lies and debunk some of the things that are happening in the Level Up Femininity community. We not finna serve the devil, and we not finna date no dusties, okay? I'm not saying you gotta date a broke guy. I'm not saying you gotta put up with foolishness and men cheating. I'm telling you, you ain't gotta step outside of God's will in order to get the lifestyle that you want. That's all that I'm saying. Because he owns 1,000 cattle on the hill. You ain't got to give no sugar to no sugar daddy. Come on. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. I dare you to go ahead and seek first the kingdom. Before you're seeking out a potential romantic partner, I need you to seek the kingdom. Before you're seeking out somebody to pay your next bill, I need you to seek the kingdom. Before you're doing those things, can you just go ahead and seek the kingdom first? That's all that I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. And listen, I love you guys, and I'm only saying this, speaking the truth from a place of love, and I'm not speaking from a place of holier than thou, because, honey, I've been there. I've done that. I think that's all that I have for you guys today. I love you guys, and I hope that you receive this message in love and know that I'm not judging you, and I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in. And take what I say with a grain of salt. If you like what I said, cool. If you didn't like what I said, go ahead, click off the video, baby, and take your tithe with you. I'm good. I was on assignment. I did what I was supposed to do, and I know that the favor of the Lord is following me everywhere that I go because of my obedience, okay? So in the meantime, between time, remember that we do every single thing to glorify God. So in the meantime, between time, remember to stay snatched and saved. Bye.